And some big accusations out there stemming back this week, guys. Man, we've seen this quite a bit throughout even just the past few months. Some baseless accusations now shortly afterwards being apologized for, but some accusations made towards the best of the best, that being back-to-back international winners. I'm sure you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. That being Team OG has now been accused by a CIS coach and yes, apologized for shortly after, but that can't stop us from talking about this because these accusations in this talk were initially made in a cyber sports interview, of which this coach, known as Achilles, I apologize for any mispronunciation there, a Winstrike coach, accuses them of potentially using pills at the international and even making comparisons of matches they actually had such great composure in, and that was part of his reasoning as to maybe why they were actually using pills of some sort at the international. He also further cites that apparently CSGO, if you guys don't know, CSGO and Dota 2 are both ran and operated by Valve. CSGO has a much heavier regulation and restriction for pills and drugs that Dota apparently lacks, and he even draws comparisons of specific matches at the international of which they actually maybe or could have maybe maintained their composure in a way of which he thought they were on pills. Now, he shortly afterwards took to VK and also to Twitter to apologize for his unsubstantiated claims, citing, "My apologies to the OG team and the esports community. I was extremely unfortunate in my remarks, focusing on unreliable rumors about medications and commenting on their play in a similar manner. OG are real champions, proving it for the second year in a row." And even further, there are no facts about the use of stimulants by the OG team and will not be. This is not an accusation, but only my subjective assumption, because OG played incredibly strong and their emotional state was the highest level under the conditions of wild stress. And this is just, it's tough. I don't really know how to approach these kind of stories. Obviously, the same coach has now apologized. You got to wonder why you make these remarks in the first place if you cannot back these kind of claims up. We have already seen in the past few months, and especially throughout the latter half of 2020, you pay for making these kind of accusations and these kind of statements. I am glad he shortly afterwards did apologize. I'm also glad OG didn't follow up and saying, "Hey, we're going to bring you to court," because we've seen similar accusations face some great backlash. In case you guys are CSGO fans, it was previously this year a guy like Starix, formerly a player, then a coach, then a player, then a coach from the Counter-Strike scene. He accused Valve, ironically here, of potentially hiding Flusha, another CSGO pro, of actually of hiding his hacks and not making it public because it would have hurt their game. That was a baseless accusation, also receiving a lot of backlash, and then we find out a guy like Starix was apparently cheating using a spectating bug in CSGO. That was a bit of irony. In case you guys are Valorant fans out there, now a couple months ago as well, it was a baseless, unsubstantiated claim that Zombs, a Valorant pro player for Sentinels, made, and he accused Cloud9 of potentially paying Richard Lewis to break the iBuyPower match-fixing story so Cloud9 could be the #1 CSGO team. That was a baseless accusation he shortly afterwards apologized for and took back completely. You cannot make these unsubstantiated claims unless you have the evidence to, pursue them even further. And so I am glad he apologized. It's just obviously a pretty crazy story for a story that for a scene I don't really cover too often, right? You got Dota 2 international champions being accused of using pills. That statement has now been apologized for and completely taken back, and now being called OG are the real champions. So, but it makes you wonder, what was he told, What were you possibly told behind the scenes that makes you go publicly out and say that? It's a weird time, guys. What do you think about this one? I'm going to go drink some coffee. I don't need pills, all right? I got coffee. I got water. Hope you guys do as well. Stay hydrated. Take care. I'll see you back here in the next one.